All right, hello, and welcome to this divisional matchup between the number 1 seeded Delaware Pioneers, the number 7 seeded Albuquerque River Monsters. And it should be an interesting matchup today. Delaware with a 55% chance, and all but blowing out the competition. Of course, Brian thinks Albuquerque will blow out Delaware, and Emma thinks it'll be a close game. So we'll go ahead and jump on into this, make this a fast maneuvering playoff intro, and get you all set up for the game at hand. So Albuquerque will choose heads, and they will receive the kickoff. So Delaware will get the ball second half. Should be an interesting game today, as Albuquerque's defense stopped the Sacramento Express Space Raid, the number 2 seeded team in the playoffs. A massive upset. One that we have probably never seen before in such a fashion, with how dominant Sacramento was ending their season. As Hadley back to pass. 3-man rush. And that'll be picked off to start by Suggs. My goodness. Interception by Suggs. 1st and 10 for Delaware, and that she couldn't have started the game any better. Shaver under center, Baines in the back. Gonna motion the man to the right. It's gonna be led better. Shaver, 4-man rush. There is a flag, however, but tight end Holmes will catch. Gain of 6. It's against the offense, the guard, Reggie Eubanks. The right guard. 24-year-old second-year player out of Alabama. 1st and 10 at the 20. 1st and what? 1st and 20. Jesus. Shaver back to pass. Falling on his back foot. Carter with the catch. Gain of 6. And holding against Deron Butler. So Delaware is going to just move right back to where they were. So after 3 plays, nothing has occurred. Shaver back to pass. All day and then some, and launching into double coverage. And I think the most important part about all this is that Albuquerque has a really strong running core, and they threw on the first play to an out route, which then was broken on by Suggs, which is unfortunate. Shaver pitches to Baines. Baines spinning out of the way, gain of 4 yards. 3rd and 6 at the 30. And at this point, it's really not too big of a deal if you don't score a touchdown. It's more so important that you score the field goal. Don't be like Jacksonville, and of course you may not have to. Gain of 13 there. Pass interference will push him back. So 3rd and 16. I mean, my goodness, the amount of ref ball here is insane. I think that's, what, 3, 4 penalties? And we're not even 3 minutes in? Shaver back to pass. I mean, just the amount of running he had to do to get out of there. 4th and 16. Field goal attempt now. It's Clay from the right hash. This is never good. They're going to kick. Kick is up, but does it have enough? Oh, my goodness, it does. 57-yard field goal is good. So Delaware strikes first. 3-0 Albuquerque. Costly interception to start. Can they respond better this time? Squire with punt return. Well, not punt return, kick return. It kind of feels like a punt return, though. You intercept the pass. You go down. You get like 3 penalties called. 2 on Delaware, 1 on Albuquerque. You kick a 57-yard field goal. I mean, at what point? 1st and 10, back to pass is Hadley. Hit as he throws to Benjamin, the fullback. Gain of 7 yards out of bounds. Delaware pass rush. Muddying the pocket up. Hadley under center. Briggs in the back. Back to pass. 4-man rush. 2 linebackers just chilling all day. Oh, it's dropped. Trevon. No, wrong roster. Number 8. Who is that? Trevon Davenport. Never mind. Trayvon Ledbetter and Trevon Davenport. That's all right. What a naming duo that is. A Briggs stopped short. 4th and 1. They were trying to kick out the left guard to the right and bring the fullback in to stop, and it just didn't work. Delaware got some good angles there. And now Delaware back again with the ball. Goldschmidt now with the punt return. Kicking it up to a 39. I was going to say 38. They'll mark them ahead. And now Delaware just needs to score a touchdown. And then from there, I think they really can just run it home. Shaver back to pass, 4-man rush. He has all day. Monty Baines even getting in some pattern. I don't know what. Bubble screens. That's the best reasoning for why that play did not work out. You're trying to throw bubble screens and you waited 4 seconds. Massive blitz coming. Shaver just thrown to the turf. Loss of 9. 3rd and 19. Meeks with the sack. An all-out fire coverage. Marquise Meeks with the sack. It's going to possibly be a pretty big... all right. You know, the penalty settings have not changed at all season long, and I have gotten more penalties in this game in the first 6 minutes than I have for some entire games before. This is insane. Delaware is a heavily undisciplined team, and somehow that wasn't a catch. I think Danny Jugan needs to look into his logic there. That's going to miss his fingertips and go into the wide receiver, but the hitbox is most likely too big. I think that's probably my biggest concern about some of the gameplay is there are plays here for the offense that are able to be made. But the defensive backs have such a massive area that they just stop passes from even getting to the player. So you'll have where, like, in this instance, Delaware lobbing it towards the receiver, and the DB is obviously behind. His hand is not going to touch that ball, and it goes down anyways, and it's just an unfortunate play. It would have been really great to see it lobbed over the defender, you know, and who knows, maybe he runs out of bounds, maybe he gets a touchdown, right? But the important part is, like, you have those plays where it's like, all right, cool. You have a quarterback, like, in this instance, Daniel Shaver, 89 throw accuracy, right? So he lobs it over the hand, and I'm about to watch Hadley not get that pass, which is another instance where that probably shouldn't be the case. Defender is a full step ahead of him for some reason and reaching back, but we digress. Hadley's going to motion the man out to the right. He's going to hand off to Briggs, and Briggs, I mean, just a semi-truck lane of an opening, gain of 15. 1st and 10 now. I think the run game has been cleaned up mightily in this version. I think you can obviously see that with the run game. Unfortunately, a lot of the teams in the playoffs are not really run-heavy. Davenport catching a gain of 8. The 2 heaviest run teams bounce down to the playoffs. Round 1, Virginia Beach, San Antonio. So you're not going to be able to see as good of a show-off for the run game mechanics in this playoff, but that's okay as Hadley taken down. Loss of 9 by London. Number 77, Hadley calling the play out. First time they are across the 50, and they do not continue the drive. Unfortunate. So first drive to get across the 50, and they just cannot complete it. They're now going to go for a left hash kick. Oh, no. Oh. Doinks it in. 56-yard field goal is good. Brandon Hadley 2 for 6. Technically, if you want to be on the technical side, he is 3 for 6. He completed 3 passes, but one of them was to a defensive back. So that kick will go out of the end zone. Shaver now. And if you're Delaware, you kind of want to look to Monty Baines. He was overdrafted by the Delaware Pioneers, and that was near pick 6. That was Daniel Shaver forcing it to Daquan Miller for some reason. Monty Baines, though, overdrafted running back, now an 85 overall star. Possibly the main reason why they're all here in the first place. And despite catching that above the first down marker, Carter will be marked short. Interesting marking by the refs, despite being pushed back the first down marker. And he's going to launch this one deep to Ledbetter, who cannot come down with it, and Ford will be credited with a defended pass. So this game is going to end up with about 35 passes being credited as defended passes and not a single drop. That's going to be great. We love these stats. There's the kick. Is going to be pretty deep at the 20 exactly. He's going to maneuver around some tackles, getting up to the 30-yard line. And they'll mark him at the 30. So Albuquerque really pushing hard to beat this Delaware team, who's back to pass, four-man rush, wide open. Wide receiver number 87, Johnson, with a gain of 9. And Delaware's defense seems to have no answer. Back to pass is Hadley on a short. There is a flag, though, loss of 10. And Suggs now is credited for a flag. So this Delaware team has got to be the least disciplined defense I have ever seen in my life. And as I'm looking over here, we are looking at low 70s, which explains why every time they have a good drive, their secondary and linebackers cannot get it together. Their offense is somewhat disciplined. Low 80s. But this is really going to kill the Delaware Pioneers today if they cannot get these acts together. It's going to be interesting to see the final stat sheet for penalties, as I'm sure it's going to be well over 100 yards for Delaware. Meanwhile, if you look on the opposite side for Albuquerque, as they hand it off to Briggs, and he gets stuffed at the 1 gain. So 3rd and 6. Look at their discipline. And they've got some pretty high discipline across the board. High 80s, low 80s across the entire board. I mean, it's just hard to beat teams like that. And number 33, McGee with the swat down. 4th and 6. Brandon Hadley, 4 for 9, 27 yards. Clifford gonna kick, and that's no good. Wide left and what looked to be short. So Clifford unable to get Albuquerque back ahead. And in the driver's seat, which they should be right now, is Shaver. Four-man rush, just throwing it right into number 44, why don't you? Hills with the defended pass. And Shaver now in center, Baines in the back. Flag, probably on Delaware, most likely. Carter, gain of 3. No, it's a rare Rajon Hills Albuquerque penalty. So they will get a free first down. It was a pretty good stop, and only a gain of 3 turns into an unfortunate penalty. Shaver back to pass, four-man rush, launching it to Miller. First catch, and he fumbles immediately. Wow, Swinton with the fumble recovery. Daquan Miller gets his first catch of the game and immediately loses it for a fumble. I don't know how much more you need as evidence to realize that the entire game you just need to use him as a decoy. Do not be throwing to that man. Force feeding nearly cost the team a pick 6, trying to force feed him earlier. And then they get a pass off to him, and he fumbles. Hadley hit as he throws off to Sievers, who slides down for a gain of 6, but now 3rd and inches. So now Brandon Hadley, a chance to recoup his completion percentage. Four-man rush, wide open is Davenport. Nobody wanted to be there. Gain of 7, 1st and 10 to the 30. Brandon Hadley now handing off to Briggs, who's met immediately by number 91, gain of only 2. The center getting absolutely demolished on that play. Hadley, and again, just immediate pressure by number 91, loss of 9. So now, Balagun, I mean, he's just going to stat pad at this point. I mean, why not? You might as well. From the UK, by the way, Hadley launching it deep into double coverage. And nobody was credited with a defended pass there. 4th and 17. This will wind up as a field goal attempt. Clifford now gets to try for some redemption. This is going to boot this one. And it's good. 54-yarder. Holding my breath there for a moment because, I mean, what should have been 9-3 is only 6-3. As Clifford boots it deep. Goldschmidt now with the return. He's got quite the lane. 1st and 10. Daniel Shaver, under center. All the time in the world off to Monty Baines, gain of 8. And if I am Delaware, the key focus for this game is Monty Baines. He can run well, he can catch well. 2-minute warning now, so Baines will get some rush attempts. Irregardless, the 3rd down maneuvers will allow him to get the ball. 2nd and 2. Handoff to Baines, a shocking play there, gain of 13. Monty Baines, 2 for 17, 1 for 2 targets, 8 yards. And Shaver, I mean, not even close to Sherman Allen. So Baines now to the right of Shaver. Back to pass is Shaver launching that one. And Tremaine Carter unable to come down, but Butler with the defended pass. 3rd and 10 now. And so now Shaver is 3 for 12 for 29. This Albuquerque secondary is no joke, as Baines gets no block from Jordan Cody, his left guard, who just runs all over the place. That could have been a 1st down. It could have been a touchdown. But left guard just doesn't want to do anything as Squire gets the punt return up at the 16. That was a really good punt. I'm so used to seeing punts just boom down to the end zone. It's Hadley now. Back to pass. Going to launch over the middle and to Flair with an interesting interception. Telfair, not to Flair, as I don't know how to read words properly. Rashawn Telfair, their 4th cornerback. 26-year-old 4-year veteran out of USF, launching that one to Carter. Tremaine Carter, gain of 16. Delaware, 1st down Shaver, and this might have been the momentum Delaware needed. Under center, Baines in the back, 1st and 10 at the 10, launching it to the end zone, and Ledbetter with the touchdown. So now Delaware put up the first offensive score for the night with a touchdown to Ledbetter. 1 reception on 3 targets is insane work, but it's best to be done when it's a touchdown. So Albuquerque had all the momentum. Was going to be going for another potential field goal because they haven't been able to score. And Telfair, Rashawn Telfair, just demolishes that entire drive with an interception. That 65 catch is brutal, as they're going to launch that one. That one's batted down by number 23, Mitchell. Quan Mitchell making some plays here. This secondary at the starting cornerback position is very old for Delaware. So it's no surprise why the pass game pops off, and Suggs. Wow. Suggs now with an interception again. Shaver now under center. And Shaver going to launch that, and somehow, someway, Daquan Miller came down with a catch and completed the process. 2nd and 1, timeout Delaware. 48 seconds remain. Shaver in the back. All alone. Pressure. Immediate strip sack, but picked up by Garcia. Loss of 5. And now Albuquerque calls a timeout. So 3rd and 6. Jameel Hubbard with the strip sack. Apologies, with the tackle on the guard, and Baines just eats up all 9 yards for a first down, and Delaware reclaims the drive. Calling a timeout. 34 seconds remain. Monty Baines, I mean, what a great success story that is right there. 4-man rush, absolutely pancaked, by the way, and Tremaine Carter, 35-yard gain, timeout, Delaware. Oh, my goodness. Starting off so cold, unable to get any pass attempts off. 2 interceptions later, and all of a sudden, the Delaware offense is thriving with another touchdown to Tremaine Carter. And now Hills, leg injury, but is expected to come back. So now Tremaine Carter is now 4 for 6 with 1 touchdown and 74 yards. And this offense is just rolling right now, but it does have to be a cautionary tale. It is the 2-minute warning. So the defensive side for Albuquerque could be calling some unfortunate plays, while the offensive side of Delaware is getting some fortunate plays. It's just how things kind of go, especially in the 2-minute warning. Teams will run it on 3rd down, and defenses will not call a run-stop play. They will play it as though they need to stop the pass, and if you have a bad run-stopping defense, it's going to be a first down. And Johnson, number 87, 16-yard gain. That's incredible they gave him 16 yards. I don't even think his arm could stretch out to 13, but so be it. Brandon Hadley, 3 interceptions in the first half. You got to wonder if they want to pull him and start the backup. And number 6 just in at the right time. I wouldn't even say it's a defended pass. I think that's the way they got to go about next iteration. If the ball just hits the player, that's not a defended pass. That's just bad accuracy. We got to stop giving credit. What did I just watch? All right. I don't know if you guys saw that cornerback, but he was having a midlife crisis. So now Briggs, and there it is right there. That's what I'm talking about. Why are you calling it? Are they going to go for it? Oh, they're going to go for it. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. First 4th down attempt of the playoffs, perhaps? All right. Okay, so now Delaware. Oh, man, if Delaware had a better kicker, man, they could have put up 20-6, but they're just going to pitch it off to Baines. And Baines, oh, my, he had a shot. He had a chance. There was a window there. Monty Baines, ladies and gentlemen, 91 speed as an 85 overall star. 92 fumble. This guy doesn't fumble. He's got 80 catch. Monty Baines was viewed as the biggest bust in NAGA history. And now he's seen as one of the better running backs in the league. I mean, I know we've already started the second half, but that's fine. As Shaver going to get demolished as Baines just watches him gets... No, that's James Hampton, sorry. All I saw was the 3. The fullback just not wanting to block for anybody. Go! Shaver, 4-man rush, launching it. Unfortunate. Monty Baines. All the hype that we give him. And then he immediately just stops doing what he was supposed to be doing there, which is catching the ball. Shaver's going to fake the handoff, back to pass, going to lob it. And that's, oh my goodness, Daquan Miller with, I don't know how that defensive player did not get that interception. Hands up and everything. 4th and 7, though. So they will punt. And Fear Factor is blasting my eyes down the field. So I don't know if Delaware thought they were trying to get one over on Albuquerque, but I'm sure their punter just got blinded as Squire now up past the 40. I don't know why. All right. I don't know why you'd probably play that while the offense of Albuquerque is on, not while your special teams is trying to punt the ball. He's trying to see the ball, not get his eyes evaporated. It's Davenport now, 2nd and 2 of a gain of 8. And what's crazy is, like, these backboards we're looking at right now is the one that Albuquerque was looking at. So they didn't even get an ad. It was just all Delaware just getting blasted in the face with the whitest light you've ever seen. It's 1st and 10 now. Interesting enough, on the year, Monty Baines is actually not even past 400 rushing yards. So we're going to have to go look at his receiving stats. They hand up to Briggs, and he is just walloped in the backfield by Calkins. Loss of 4. My goodness. Mr. Boone from Fallout New Vegas. Hadley back to pass, launching it up to Austin. Austin charging forward, gain of 11. And oddly enough, 33 catches, 181 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Baines. So, if I'm being honest, I think Delaware needs to get him more involved. After what I'm watching today, yeah, Shaver's been passing the ball around, but you got that running back. Oh my goodness, Vanderhorst just saving Hadley from absolute catastrophe. Hadley now getting back up to the 50% marker, and Briggs going to take the pitch. Gain of 3. And last time he got up to 50% completion rate, he threw a near interception for a touchdown. So we're going to see how this works out. 2nd and 7. And they're not trying that one anymore. They're just going to hand it off to Briggs. After 3 interceptions, they just said, you know what? Why don't you hand the ball off? Jimmy Garoppolo, please stop trying to kill us. We are trying to win a playoff game. 4-man rush, linebacker not knowing what he's doing. He's going to launch that one, and oh my goodness, that was an easy interception for Warfield, but he decided to swat it down. Milo Briggs now in for B.J. Austin. Hadley in the backfield, and man, what a time to be alive when B.J. Austin is no longer the starting running back, and that was just a poor pass. I mean, that looked like the cornerback was running the route for the wide receiver. And the quarterback didn't know what throw to throw. He just threw a back pass. I don't even know if that was a specific pass. He just darted that thing. Suggs now with the defended pass, and now Albuquerque back at it again with a field goal. Clifford. And this will go through just nicely. Albuquerque now only down by 8. It's not impossible. We have seen more miracles here. It's Clifford with the boot. Most notably, in my recollections of memories, San Antonio coming back to beat Columbus to advance to the Jugan Bowl. Obviously losing to Virginia Beach, who was the better team that season, obviously. But coming back down, Shaver just running back farther and farther, loss of 12, 2nd and 22, Culpepper. So that'll be the end of that drive most likely, unless they find a miracle. And they ran a Hail Mary play. I don't know why that was. 1st and 10, Hail Mary, up by 8. I'm not too sure what the logic there was, but now it's 3rd and 13. It's definitely something Danny Jugan needs to look at. You cannot be throwing a Hail Mary on 1st and 10, up 8, with 3 minutes in the 3rd quarter. And, oh my goodness. DJ Holmes with the most open pass he'll ever see in his life. And he can't get there. That is insane. Squire with the punt return. And DJ Holmes is actually rated above Dion Bolton, who's actually been doing pretty well. But DJ Holmes just not able to solidify it. It's Hadley back to pass. 4-man rush. Gonna toss it off to Briggs. Oh my God, the stiff arm. And that was nearly a touchdown play, if not, for I believe that was number 22. I don't know what number that was because there's no 22 here. I couldn't catch that number in time as Briggs again charging forward. And Albuquerque really showing that they're not out of this yet. 3 field goals, yes. But if Delaware can't get back to that 2-minute warning offense that they were throwing around in the 2nd quarter, it might be over. And Austin just, I don't even think that was just him. I don't think that was one guy. That was 5 defenders. I don't know what you're supposed to do there. Hadley under center, 3rd and 3. Going to hand it off to Briggs, and Delaware in at the stop. So the promising drive comes to an end. That'll be the end of the third quarter as we head into the fourth, down by 8. Albuquerque, number 7 seed, trailing the number 1 seed by only a touchdown and 2-point conversion. Clifford from the left hash, got a 50-yard field goal attempt here. That's easy for him. 51 yards. And now Albuquerque only down by 5, so a touchdown would do enough. It's Delaware. Goldschmidt in the back. And a stiff arm from hell. It's at the 23-yard line. And they'll mark him just shy of the 23, but they will give it to him. Shaver now under center. Baines in the backfield. Only up by 5, and Shaver, I mean, what was that? Miller showboating for no reason. You had no reason to do that. Absolutely none. You had the 8-yard gain already. Well, just because you could, I guess? Insane. Baines with the most clutch block, and he does it again. And can he do it? No, he cannot do it again. I mean, what are we doing, man? You don't need to hurdle the man just to run 9 yards back to your initial spot. Like, oh, come on. Delaware really needs to get things figured out. Is Ledbetter. And Ledbetter down the sideline. Gain of 41. And that's the type of pass plays I like to see. Defensive backs not having Superman-level aura, blocking passes. I love it. 1st and 10. Hands off to Baines. Baines. Gain of 4 yards. 2nd and 6. Shaver. It's Miller off to the left by himself. Ledbetter on the right by himself. Shaver, 4-man rush. Linebackers chilling. And I'm not sure what was going on there, but DJ Holmes just cannot catch a pass to save his life. Shaver's going to motion Ledbetter to the inside. It's a massive blitz. He's going to lob that immediately, and Carter, gain of 16. Right over the defensive back. A wide receiver screen immediately. All the blitz pressure, and they get a corner route. Incredible. Shaver, another blitz coming. Back to pass, throwing it, lobbing it. Number 44 just in at the area at the right time. Not really doing much there. Hate to say it, but when it hits your helmet and then you react, I don't really know if you should be celebrating that. 2nd and goal at the 8. Gonna motion Carter out to the right with Ledbetter and Holmes. It's gonna hand off to Baines. Baines, I mean, all those blocks, but for what? And then they're not even blocking anyone. Holmes and Miller are just in the stands. What are we doing? What are we doing, guys? You got to get better blocking. Shaver, play action, corner route, unable. And that was to Xavier Tyler. All right. I'm not too sure why you were putting Xavier Tyler with 70 catch out there, but, you know. I'm not the Delaware Pioneers who got the number 1 seed, so I don't have room to talk. Clay, going to kick this one deep into the end zone. Albuquerque just going to let that one settle. So all they need is a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it up. And this could go to overtime. And if you don't believe that a drive can go for 6.5 minutes, I defy you to look at any Virginia Beach and San Antonio game. And Spriggs, nice missed tackle, diving forward, gain of 7. Routinely plays made by... Let's go ahead and grab more because there are some people that don't like it when specific teams are mentioned. Pottsville, Salt Lake City, Tucson, and of course El Paso as well. Those teams can put up 6-minute drives. Johnson, wonderful window throw by Hadley, gain of 12. All those teams above 1,000 yards rushing, all those teams with multiple touchdowns except El Paso, double-digit touchdowns for Tucson, SLC, Pottsville, San Antonio, and Virginia Beach. And those teams were able to average 4+, 5+ minute drives and score 7 points at the end of it. You're killing an entire quarter by yourself. As Briggs up the middle, but he's stopped after gain of 1. And who else but number 1? As I'm trying to find him, Davian Rice, the man, the myth, the legend. There he is. Hadley off to the left. Davenport, what a catch in triple coverage. Gain of 23 yards. Romello Briggs now subbing in. And we're already down to 3 minutes and 35 seconds. This could be an interesting drive. They just need to stall Delaware the next time, and they could still win this game. 3-man rush, got all day, launching to Reed, who we haven't heard all day. Gain of 1. Reed, Ronnie Reed, of course, one of the more potent wide receivers in the league in history. Hadley back to pass. There was a flag most likely on Delaware. And there it is, Justin McGee, 1st and 10 at the 22. So now the undisciplined defense comes back to bite Delaware. And this discipline making more and more reasoning for owners to invest in discipline. It's launching off to the left at Severs. Severs diving forward, gain of 9. You can't have drives like this. This is drives that routinely will wind up in scores. Whether it's a touchdown or a field goal, you can't allow any of it because now they can get a 4th and 12 attempt here. So no matter what happens, as soon as they score, they get a 4th and 12 attempt. If they convert, they then get another free drive. And as long as they don't score a field goal, they essentially win the game. Briggs wide open is the middle, gain of 10. And so now Delaware just needs to hold tight here. Already looking like a bad play for Delaware, and somehow 95 trips him up, and number 6 finishes the play.
Go!